Africa is home to some of the most otherworldly places on the planet. A continent of staggering diversity where nature has sculpted landscapes that defy imagination, and where ancient civilizations have left their indelible marks upon the earth. Our journey begins in northern Tanzania at the edge of the Great Rift Valley. This is Lake Natron, a body of water that appears to have been stained with blood. Its crimson hues are made by salt-loving microorganisms, algae, and cyanobacteria. The water is hypersaline and alkaline, a brew with pH comparable to ammonia. Yet life finds a way. Lesser flamingos use natron as a critical breeding site. But other animals that crash into its mirror-like surface can be calcified by sodium carbonate, preserved like statues. We travel to the heart of the Namib, one of the oldest and driest deserts. Here, the dunes rise like mountains, some over 300 meters. Within them lies Deadfly, a white clay pan dotted with petrified camel thorn trees. The Danakil Depression in Ethiopia, one of the hottest, driest, and most visually bizarre places on Earth. Dallol's sulfur springs paint the ground in neon yellows, greens, and rusty oranges. Temperatures exceed 50 degrees Celsius. Yet the Afar people harvest salt here as they have for centuries. On the coast of Senegal sits Lake Retba, Black Rose. Its strawberry milkshake hue is produced by Dunaliella salina, an alga that makes red pigment under high salt and sunlight. Salinity can reach tilde 40% in places. People float effortlessly. Harvesters coat themselves with shea butter and scrape salt into pirogues. In the Virunga Range stands Mount Nyiragongo, home to one of the world's largest lava lakes. By night the crater glows an intense red. The constant roar feels like the voice of the earth. Nyiragongo's lava is unusually fluid. When it erupts, it can race downhill with devastating speed. Standing on the rim is primal, a humbling connection to the planet's interior. Off Madagascar's west coast lies the Tsingy de Bemaraha, a forest carved from limestone. Tsingy means where one cannot walk barefoot, a labyrinth of razor-sharp pinnacles rising hundreds of feet. Despite its harshness, specialized wildlife, lemurs, reptiles, birds, live here. Rising from the savanna are the stone ruins of Great Zimbabwe, capital of a powerful kingdom. Massive mortarless walls, towers and enclosures, built between the 11th and 15th centuries. Once dismissed by colonial scholars, today Great Zimbabwe stands as a proud symbol of African ingenuity. In southern Namibia the earth abruptly falls away. The Fish River Canyon, stretching 160 kilometers, plunging up to 550 meters, it is a raw cross-section of geological time. Layers of ancient rock, colors of deep purple, rust red and gray, and a grueling multi-day hike for those brave enough, a place of silence, solitude and staggering scale. In Mauritania, the Richat structure, a 50 km wide bullseye, was once only obvious from space. Not an impact crater but a deeply eroded geologic dome, layers stripped away like an onion. From the ground its scale is impossible to grasp, from above, unmistakable. Crossing to Zanzibar, Stone Town's coral stone alleys whisper history. Narrow winding alleys, carved wooden doors, spice markets, a melting pot of African, Arab, Indian and European influences. Stone Town is also a site of sorrow, a former slave market and the House of Wonders. In Botswana, the Makgadikgadi Pans, a vast, sun-baked salt flat, can feel like the end of the earth. In dry months it is a minimalist white expanse. When rains come it becomes a mirrored wetland. Seasonal floods attract flamingos, zebras and wildebeest, a dramatic transformation. Where Namib dunes meet the Atlantic, dense fog and cold currents created the skeleton coast, a graveyard of ships and bones. Just off Dakar sits Gorée Island, deceptively tranquil, with a profoundly painful past. For centuries Gorée was a major center of the Atlantic slave trade. Inside the house of slaves, cramped cells and the door of no return remain. Today a UNESCO site, it is a place of remembrance and pilgrimage. In northeastern Chad, the Unianga Lakes are a chain of vivid blue lakes amid dunes. 18 interconnected lakes fed by fossil aquifers, a desert miracle that survived since a greener Sahara. Dense reed beds and palm groves sustain local communities. Spanning 6 countries, the Congo Basin is the planet's second-largest rainforest. Dense, mysterious, home to bonobos, forest elephants, chimpanzees, and the elusive okapi, it faces deforestation and poaching. Global conservation is critical to protect this vital ecosystem. In Mali, the Bandiagara escarpment rises, home to the Dogon people and cliffside villages. Mud brick homes, pointed granaries, and intricate masks, culture carved into stone. Travel south from Egypt into Sudan, a land with more pyramids than its northerly neighbor. At Meroe, dozens of steep-sided slender pyramids rise like a necropolis of kings and queens. Ongoing archaeology continues to reveal Kushite art, regalia, and a complex civilization that once ruled Egypt. In Djibouti, Lake Assal lies 155 meters below sea level, Africa's lowest point. Turquoise water fringed by dazzling white salt flats, salinity 10 times that of the ocean. Afar, salt caravans and block harvesting continue a centuries-old tradition, a surreal end to our tour. Alien colors, blinding glare, and ancient practice at the world's edge. From petrified trees to glowing lava, stone cities to mirrored pans, Africa defies expectation. Each of these wonders tells a story of geological time, tenacity, and human spirit. Which of these places blew your mind the most? Let us know in the comments and